Just a very quick video just to update people. I had a busy weekend. It was bank holiday, and spent it grinding away in my workshop. I managed to get my pegboard full up, or more or less. I've got a few more straight tangs. I've done all my tapered tang knives. I've got a few more straight tang knives to do to fill these pegs up for the people on the list there. So if you're on that list, you can pause that and read that. Bob, you're on there, mate. You're on the horizon. I haven't forgotten you. And GB Bushcraft, you're on the list as well. There's some more steel down there. Mr. Scooty finished off a batch of wisps. 2 of these are going to go to you. They just finished their tempering. You can just see temper colours there. There you go, and they're all bang on 59 HRC. Daniel, number 1, you've got your longer blade. This is it here. This will be your knife. The scales that I bought were spalted beech for your knife, and I had to stabilise them. So I'm waiting for them to harden. They've been stabilised. That's the scales there. They've been stabilised. I'm just waiting for the resin to set hard. Lee from LB. I've stabilised the U for you, and in the jar is a Zebrano. Just leave that in there for another day or two just to get as much resin into it as I can. I find it needs a good session of vacuuming, and it needs to soak for at least 2 or 3 days to get a good penetration of resin. So anyway, that's the update from the workshop. Very happy with my new kiln. It's made it a lot easier on the heat treats. Almost automated it for me, and it's precise. So I'm very happy with that. Eric the Viking, you can have one of these wisps. This reminds me also about the lanyard system that Johnny Bushcraft is making. If you want one of those, if you can PM Johnny on YouTube, he'll build you one, I'm sure. I spoke to him at the Wilderness Gathering, and he was very keen to be a part of making the lanyards. So I think he's going to charge around £15 each for the net carry system, and with that you get a little loop for the fire steel. It's well worth it. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed the quick update. And now I got to crack on and get the scales ready for these knives, and then the level work, of course. So a lot to do still. Just before I go, I thought I'd just bring you along for this little treatment of the wooden scales. This is what I do to all the scales I fit to my knives. I stabilise them in a resin, and they're in a glass jar. Now, I've been using this jar for about 2 years, 18 months to 2 years now, and it holds a very strong vacuum. It hasn't blown up yet. I don't think it's ever going to blow up because it's got curved surfaces, which is one of the reasons which imparts its strength. But I have got on order a professional stabilising chamber. I'm waiting for it to come from the States, which should be here any time now. But I got the scales for the knives I showed you earlier. They're all going to be fitted with stabilised scales. So I'm going to just run the vacuum now and just draw the air out of the wood, so you can see that the levels up there. And hopefully we're going to suck all the air out of the wood. I won't show you the end result. I'm just going to start the process going now, because they're going to be under vacuum for the rest of the day, and then they're going to be soaking in the resin for another 24 hours. So you're looking at a 2-day process here. I'm not going to film it. I'm just going to show you the start of it. So here we go. We're going to turn on. I've got to make sure that I don't get too much of a froth up, because it can really a lot of air in that wood, and it can really expand and come up the top of the jar. So here we go, and you can see straight away it's pulling the air out straight away. see it climbing up. Mental. So what should happen, that the air gets sucked out of the wood, and then I say about a few hours later I shall remove the vacuum and let atmospheric pressure back in again, and with there being a vacuum in the wood, it should suck the resin back into the wood, and that will effectively stabilise the scales.